Okay, now I think I should be picking up by this point. Hello, everybody. Does everyone hear me loud and clear? Because if you can, then please let me know so I can actually make sure that everything sounds all fine and dandy and you guys get the gist already and you know what it is. How you guys doing tonight? My name is Keiji Prestige and welcome everybody once again back to another exciting edition of the PokePod World Podcast. And folks, we're going to have a fun one for tonight. Well, if you guys can hear me anyway, I just hope this audio is being picked up. Otherwise, we will be in a bit of a doozy. And that would not be very pretty now, would it? So, yeah, we'll see how things turn out for tonight. Your name should be Ad Prestige. Listen, Donnie, I swear to God, I am not doing anything regarding these damn ads, all right? These ads just happen to take care of themselves. They play whenever the hell they want to play. And I have little to no control over that sort of thing. It kind of bums me the hell out because it should be something I should control, yet I can't. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But you know what? You know what it is. Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, I had the audio play right there in the background, but you guys already know what time it is. Just poking the nest. God damn. But yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's having a good day, good evening, good afternoon, all that jazz and whatnot in between. Hopefully everything is going fine and dandy. I'm gonna go and pop myself into the call real quick while we wait for everybody else to hop in. Congratulations to Evo there for passing your class. I hope everything was a success for you. And to everybody else hopping in, thank you guys and welcome aboard for another week. We have finally managed to surpass 70 sessions so far, heading into the 71st session of the series, and it is an absolute honor that you guys have helped us get to this point. Thank you guys so much. We've done like so many reboots of this goddamn show already at this moment, so to just kind of get back to 70 yet again here, it's really incredible. Once again, through all your love and support, it has made things so well. So I want to thank everybody again for your love and support. Tonight's session is going to be a fun one. We have a lot to go and discuss. Of course, as you guys already know, we're going to talk about the latest episode of PM 2019, amongst other things within the week. So we'll see how things turn out. And I think somebody just hopped into the call. I just heard a little tap noise. Is there anybody there?
Right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Hey, look who it is. It's our buddy JPR. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing quite fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. Also, kind of questioning where the hell everybody else is. Normally, they tend to be here at the early hours.
Normally, TSS is the one that's always in here.
Yeah, he's always I see TSS 5 minutes early before anybody else.
I know. He's like the warming up the show basically, and I'm always kind of intimidated to come in because I see TSS just kind of lurking in here, and I'm like, oh, what's he waiting for?
I know, right? So. He's waiting to pounce at any moment, man. But I'm glad.
Although I noticed the last stream that I had the wrong microphone on the entire time, and nobody told me. Nobody in the chat said, "JPR, you sound like you're underwater right now." And nobody in the call.
We just
told
thought
me
you were away, and because of how it's hard to tell with you sometimes because you tend to kind of come and go every now and then. So I can't tell your location and all.
That's true. That's true. But still, I mean, I was sitting right here at my usual setup, and I'm surprised nobody told me anything. I don't know how it got changed because like in my Discord, I never changed my mic on Discord.
Oh no, you don't change it. Discord does that job for you, buddy.
I know, they're operating in the background. Like I go to sleep and they're like, "All right, time to mess with the settings now." Cool.
Oh, I hate it. Every time there's always a new update, my mic goes from what it once was to using the computer mic, which is why it always usually produces this static noise whenever I talk with the other mic, and I'm like, bro, I hate all of this. This is the worst.
It's funny you mentioned that. It says there's an update ready right now on Discord.
You better not do
I'm not
that
gonna
right
touch that. I'm not gonna touch that until after we're done.
Nah, man, we leave that thing be for now. But glad to see you're doing okay. Congrats on your latest video you dropped not too long ago.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's doing surprisingly well. I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting it to pop off like that. I was vacuuming the other day, and I was 10 minutes of zen basically, and just the idea popped in my head, and I was like, this might be fun to do. And apparently, a lot of people thought otherwise, or thought the same thing. So it's good to see. It's good to see videos pop off from time to time, and I'm very, very grateful for it. So
yeah, man, looking forward to all your other videos as well, buddy. But congrats on the latest one, nonetheless, though.
Yeah.
But man, we're finally approaching the final, year. I mean, what is this? Our first? Is it our first session of this? Yes, it is our first session of this month. We're reaching the final weeks
Um,
here for the series before heading off into 2021, and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just glad that things are starting to look into a more positive light for these final moments here. But
Well, there's the man of the hour. He forgot to punch in his time card on time, so
hey,
Oh, it's
this
time.
is
It's time for me. It's time to listen to me eat.
that explains why you were. And the man was chowing down. He couldn't hit the timer on time, man. But how you doing,
That
buddy?
doesn't
Everything
matter.
all good?
Everything is good. There's a couple of subjects let's talk about this week because there's a couple of them that we didn't get to last week because of all the Pluto TV shit going on.
Yeah. Also, hey there, Richie. How's that other chat going on over there with the anti-poke tubers? You're just wondering because I see you over there with the others. Don't think I'm not paying attention to that shit.
traitors.
Well, you and a certain swirl over there who I think should have been focusing on their essay. But
Hmm.
mm, yeah. So
Exposed.
exposed.
Exposed. Exposed.
Why did you set
I
me on
sold
fire,
myself to
SpongeBob?
you. To
Why didn't you
you.
write your essay?
Now I have to ask. Have you finished classes and everything now, JPR? You're all good.
Yeah, we actually had like a shorter semester. We started earlier, so like beginning of August as opposed to like mid-August,
Hmm.
and they cut out all the breaks, and we were done before Thanksgiving. We were done like the 17th of November. So yeah, I've been done for a while now.
Oh, all right, man. Well, I hope you're enjoying your time so far.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's like a second summer break almost because I get a full 2 months, which I've never had this much
Hey,
time.
listen, man. Cherish what you got right now, because that's gonna
I
be
know.
all you can
I
get.
posted on Twitter earlier. I was like, my daily routine has devolved into wake up, make video, and then I literally like just sit on the couch for 2 hours. I don't do anything. I sit there and I look at my phone. I don't even have the TV on. I wait till later in the night and then I watch anime because like I'm in an anime mood at night. I don't know why, but like if it's the middle of the day, I'll just sit on my couch and do nothing.
Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, I've been in that binge mood lately as well. I mean, when you have all the services pretty much in your possession, whether it be Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix, and all the other streaming services that are available out there, you kind of
Sometimes
want to
it's
take advantage of it.
overwhelming.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard. It's like I don't know which one I want to go with. People in the chat saying piracy, not both, man. So, well, actually, that's only applied to certain anime that aren't available in any streaming service. That's the only time I'll accept that. Like
I was
Pokemon.
about to say, would you download a car? But then I realized, yes, I would download a car if presented with the opportunity.
Hey, listen, man. If it's right there for me to take and nobody's looking, yoink.
If you're offering, sure, why not?
Exactly. I'm gonna yoink that shit. Nah, but yeah, this episode is gonna be interesting to talk about, and obviously we'll get into that soon enough. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how things are gonna go for the first hour. Obviously, as you guys already know, this week is gonna be a very entertaining week, given that we are going to be having the Game Awards happen on this Thursday.
Oh yes. Oh boy.
So, as you guys recall, last year's Game Awards show was pretty something. Yeah, we'll go with that. Especially when you follow that up with the previous year, for 2018, if you recall, when they had all those big, heavy ton announcements, and hell, even
Oh
having the
yeah.
Joker reveal for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as the first DLC fighter. There was a lot of hype going on over there. And then we come into 2019's, and it wasn't necessarily something that many fans were pretty excited about, although it did have some minor cool moments nonetheless. But it didn't live up to the expectation that I think fans were hoping for with 2019. But 2020, though, things are looking pretty promising. We haven't seen anything from Xbox. We haven't seen anything from Sony's State of Play, nor have we seen anything regarding Nintendo and their directs. So there are a lot to be, looking forward to with this upcoming event. It's supposed to be like 2 hours and a half from what I'm told. So it's going to be a pretty beefy one that we're going to probably binge through. I do plan to do something special with Tyrone as well, because we're going to be doing our live reactions to it like we do every year for the Game Awards here on Twitch. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And we're actually going to dress up for the occasion as well. So I'm looking forward to that too. We're going to be in our business suits and all that shit right there, just like as if we're just a part of the crowd as well. Because why the
Oh,
hell
that
not?
sounds funny.
So basically, KG and Tyrone basically went into a men's warehouse and stole the shit. That's
Yeah, except you guys won't see the bottom part of my body, which is literally PJ pants. But nobody's gonna see it.
so basically every corporate Zoom call out there.
Exactly, man.
Oh, yeah.
Only look presentable in the areas that they can see. Everything else, though,
Well,
you're free to do whatever as long.
It's like the old saying, business in the front, party in the back.
Hell
It's
yeah.
a business up top, party at the bottom.
Oh my
That's what
god.
it is.
Well, you mentioned the lack of directs. I'm not sure if Nintendo is really in a position to push one out anytime soon. Because yikes, that's
Oh
a
man,
lot of.
I don't know if I
That's
was.
a big can of worms to unload right there.
I guess we should talk about that for a bit because that in itself
I
is
mean, if we
absolutely.
got time to kill, I don't know how many topics we have lined up for tonight.
No, there
so-
isn't really that much. I mean, we could talk a little bit as well about the Game Awards and the. I do also wish to kind of share my votes in as to what particular games I would like to, vote for, either best game of the year, best candidate, all that stuff. So, it's
And
like very
also,
minor
and,
things.
and also, we're going to talk about the planetarium special because Dolgasu made a write up.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
let's
so
talk
we'll
about
we'll
that.
give that one to TSS to discuss because he probably has all of the information needed in his possession right now. But in the meantime, though, let me just go and make sure I got everything set. Here we go. So yeah, we got the player's choice. Of course, we have a lot of things. We have the player's voice. We have the polls going on so far, and I'm very much excited to see where things are going to turn out overall. And hopefully, it'll be very promising. We've had the nominations for Game of the Year. What else was there? Best Family Game, Action Game. Soundtrack, all that stuff. Like, well, out of the 5 games, I'd say for Game of the Year, which one would you guys go for? We have Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Animal Crossing New Horizons, and The Last of Us Part 2. A lot of great candidates overall, I'd say.
It's a lot of games, that's for sure. And I think we saw a poll the other day that said The Last of Us Part 2 is trending ahead right now. I don't know exactly how they determine Game of the Year. It's not really something I've ever been too invested in.
Mm-hmm.
But prepare for some internet drama if that game wins, to say the very least, because that's a quite divisive game from what I've been able to gather.
It's kind of weird. It's like the game itself is not necessarily the divisive thing, despite it having a lot of controversies. It mainly boils down to the company itself and what the company is known for doing. Naughty Dog, they've had a lot of controversy.
I've heard, yeah.
But I think their worst situation right now recently was what was it, that Neil Druckmann is now head CEO or something like that for Naughty Dog, and he isn't exactly everybody's fan favorite person right now. So I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Like Naughty Dog, okay, yes, they produce great games, and I will give them that. But when it comes to their overall personality and how they kind of be seen on the internet and social media and stuff, they aren't exactly looking very positive out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not. There's a lot of people kind of scrutinizing them for some of their work practices, and it's definitely warranted, I would say, from what I've read.
Yeah, I do have to ask as well, because I know you, John, tend to be more on the Smash side of things. And given that we're talking about companies and stuff like that right now, I feel like it only feels appropriate to kind of talk a little bit about it. As you know, Nintendo, as you stated, isn't looking their best right now. In fact, they've made some pretty questionable decisions and even worse decisions not too long ago. I think in the past 24 hours, they actually made a horrible decision removing something that was supposed to tie with charity and no longer is available to purchase.
To be fair,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the Achilles heel here, or the 500, or the other side in this case. The issue is it's a form of trademark infringement, and they have all the right to do so. The real solution would be change the damn logo, and then you can sell it, and then there we go, bingo, solved.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of people don't think that way.
It's just very difficult to see it at a time because a lot of people are not
Yeah.
only simply viewing just that part TSS, they're also viewing the part of where the money that you put down for these products are going to. And
Yeah,
that's mainly
yeah,
going to
charity.
charity. Yeah. So, Jenny, like, I understand what you're saying, TSS, but it doesn't necessarily make things look better for Nintendo because, in a way,
Absolutely not. Excuse me, absolutely
if
not.
you make it like in a short statement, you could just straight up say Nintendo is just removing money from charity at this point, which is, well, technically very vague. Is still kind of true, but if you want the
Well,
full
then again, no,
context, you have to go further into
yeah,
details.
but still, just because they took down Joy Cons doesn't mean that you can donate to the charity.
Oh yeah, and fans are stating out there that
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And like I said, am I for copyright trolls? No, but this is an active trademark. Trademarks usually last for about maybe 15, 20 years. So Nintendo's in all their right to enforce the Switch logo trademark. So, and my thing is like, well, for Joy-Con boys, they could just change a couple things about it, and then they could just rebrand it, and
Yeah.
that's a way that they can sidestep this, and they can get rid of this. But like I said, patent trolls, I'm not in for.
I think
But
mostly it came at a horrible.
it's a yeah, really bad timing in this case for Nintendo's
it
part.
was the
Definitely.
worst timing right then
Yeah,
and there.
because you have the canceled Smash tournament because they were using illegal software in their mind.
And then what is
And then
it? The Splatoon 2 tournament.
the
The Splatoon one is the really, really big one, in my opinion, because, I mean, the other ones are kind of like, yes, Nintendo is within their right to shut this stuff down, right? Because it is stuff that involves their games or their IPs or anything like that. But the Splatoon one, they're literally saying, hey, if you guys support Melee or make a big scene out of it, we're just gonna cancel the stream. Like, this is like a thing. This is our own stream right here for Splatoon, and that to me is just petty. Like, I mean, it's borderline ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous because it's like, oh man, how are you gonna? You basically remember when the Switch came out and they had that initial trailer where they were hyping up Splatoon as like their main like esport basically.
And it showed because that's what they were doing at the final minute.
And I even went to the secret launch event that was in Manhattan.
Yeah, so it was a big thing. It was a very big thing. They wanted Splatoon to be like this big esport thing, more than Smash. Obviously, they don't care if Smash becomes an esport or not. But I mean, the fact that they're willing to step on their own community that they wanted to build an esport scene out of, just because of this free Melee thing, is ridiculous.
It is wild and just absolutely petty of Nintendo to act in this way, especially towards their fans who are doing all the heavy lifting. If you think about it, like with all the articles that have been coming out and all the, what was it, that one Twitter user that came out talking about the behind the scenes between Nintendo and certain companies who wanted to brand Smash Brothers since the
apparently
Brawl days?
This goes way, way back. I mean, this is something that has affected every single Smash game from, N64 to the present day Ultimate, right? Basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like they've been on the cusp of having these opportunities into making Smash this like fully fledged esport supported by Nintendo with big money and big tournaments and all these series, right? But Nintendo just won't commit to anything, and certain times they just go behind their backs and they undermine the whole thing completely. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It is a lengthy list. I don't think we can sit here and read out everything that's happened with Nintendo over the course of like the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it hasn't been very long, but there's a
Then again,
lot.
no, am I surprised? No, because Nintendo tried to take down Blockbuster back in the early 90s.
Oh, really?
Yep.
God.
It just makes me mad because, like, take a look at Iwata's quote in particular that has been brought up dozens of times, where it's like, we shouldn't treat the fans as like these, villains and stuff. Like they're doing the wrong thing. They're not trying to. They're trying to really help Nintendo's games in general that don't look like they should be on the big scene. with Smash Brothers, who's putting all the work? The fans are putting in all the work to make Smash Brothers known out there. Evo, whether it be the Big House that was unfortunately canceled not too long ago. All these folks are
If
doing
people
this.
are, I get it if people are trying to mod, like say someone tried to mod Ultimate to make the online better, right? That's one thing. But if someone is modding Melee, a game that Nintendo probably hasn't made any kind of money off of in at least the last 15 years, then
That's
it's like,
right.
why go out of your way to shut this down? At this point, this game belongs to the community. Yes, it is your IP. Yes, you have the right technically, but it's like it's this whole thing with like legality versus ethics,
Yeah.
and it's like should you ethically be doing this really? Like you are in the right, but should you?
No. Absolutely not, man. I just hate that we've come to this point where we see um Nintendo stoop themselves down so low in this brand, because it's like you grow with this friend, you grew with this
Well,
company, you grew with their games, you grew with what they've established and created that impacted the lives of many, especially now in this year with how things are thanks to the Backstreet Boys, and their Switch console has never been better than, well, with now, because it's a great way to communicate with fans from across the globe with their form of games.
To be fair, actually, I sympathize with Nintendo only one way. They were the reason their quality standards that they've established back in 1985 for the NES was the reason why the North America got out of the video games crash. Uh, Now, people here are not old enough, neither am I, but I do know what the hell happened. Video game crash of 1983, you had tons of video games for like the Atari 2600, the ColecoVision, and the Intellivision, and they were complete shit. So, since there was no quality checking of any games whatsoever, the video game market crashed. And then Nintendo had to freaking rebrand themselves. They had to make it look like a fucking toaster or a VCR so that it's an entertainment system, it's not a video game system. And then they had the seal of quality. Now, of course, the seal of quality means jack shit now, but at the time, that's what they were doing. And say what you want with the upper echelon of Nintendo executives, but there were a few good apples like Howard Lincoln, but mostly they had the Japanese like strict mindset, and that's why they sued against Blockbuster for rental video games, and that's why they kept going after people trying to make fan-made games, because in their mind it's their IPs and they have to protect it. But of course that's what they are. But I'm just saying that the grassroots was because of their mindset since the video game crash.
Oh, hi there, Tyrone.
welcome,
Hey,
Tyler.
what's up? Hey.
How's
Yeah,
your day?
to follow up off of that, I mean, it's just that it's what makes this so frustrating is that it's like, yes, we've all grown up with Nintendo, and Nintendo has done so much to help the video game industry as a whole, and then just to see them kind of step on their own communities like this, like they're not really they're kind of biting the hand that feeds them, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like they don't need to go this extreme in a lot of cases, and that's the biggest thing. Is it's just like do you got to go this far? And it's like, yes, we still owe a lot to Nintendo. We do, because they've done a lot of good stuff. They've done more good than bad, but at the same time, the bad that they've done is really bad. So yeah.
I
Fuck Nintendo, and then like a little, and then like your Nintendo Switch has like a little camera on it. Zzz, I'm at all hail Nintendo. Long
Yeah,
live
there's like a
Nintendo.
little tiny red dot just on your forehead right then and
Right.
there.
Hello, guys. We are definitely the real PokePod. Nintendo is my favorite video game company.
Did you know Nintendo is the greatest capitalistic company alive? Right.
Yoshikawa Mori, hold your fire. Hold your fire.
Just to enhance that shit, I hope that what do they call those things again from Breath of the Wild? That song, whenever they spot you, that one piano piece. I forgot what the name of it was called. The Guardians. There we go. The Guardians. Yeah. Yeah. Just have that song play when the dot just hits your forehead right there. Slowly approaching you.
Well, if you all don't excuse me, I'm gonna play my PlayStation 4. I'm in my Nintendo Switch. My Nintendo Switch.
Oh, hail Nintendo and the Virtual Boy.
And the Virtual Boy.
But yeah, we were just talking about as well outside of this, Tyrone, the Game Awards that's happening this Thursday.
Yeah,
as well.
I already put on my schedule that I just posted that I'm gonna be streaming it along with you, and I'm gonna be wearing my my suit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing my suit and tie and my PJ pants down below because no one's gonna pay attention to my pants.
Well, yeah.
Although the moment I get up though, that shit will be hilarious, man. But yeah, looking forward to that. I'm not sure if any of you guys here on the call are gonna hop in for that, but we'll definitely.
Yoshi Maratori just called you and said, "Put your fucking PJs."
It's possible I'll be here. I have a lot of friend groups who will probably want to watch.
That is Japanese Italian.
I may be hopping for
Maratori.
I just can't wait to see the reactions to fans, just going nuts over whatever the hell kind of announcement's going to happen, So
Yeah.
hopefully it's a good one, though. That's the thing.
Will Nintendo put Doom Guy in Smash?
He has to wait in
yeah.
line amongst the other ones that are going to be in there, like
He's gonna
like
make room for Halo
Jonesy
Guy.
from Fortnite. You guys know Fortnite's going into Smash, but I mean, let's be real here, guys. Come on, Fortnite's going in Smash at this point.
No, Fall Guys is going in Smash.
Among Us guy. There's actually this great remix on YouTube that uses like the Among Us sound effects, and it's like this Among Us battle theme for Smash. And it's
I've seen that one in particular.
Literally,
so good.
It's so easy. If Fall Guy wins, if Fall Guys goes into Smash, their victory music is very obvious. Like it's just that. Or that and then it shows like him getting the crown.
Exactly. They have like those quirky animations. I would love for that. But like I mentioned, we all know for a fact that if anybody is going to get into Smash at this point, given Minecraft got in, the only next option that they have from this point is Jonesy from Fortnite and the Pinata. I genuinely believe that those two are going to be the ones that'll join Smash Brothers. I don't know how fans will react to that, but at this point, with how fans react to Minecraft, I don't think anyone's phased at this point now. Anything can get into Smash Brothers.
Fall Guys gimmick is that there's a little number by the Fall Guys guy, and every time the number decreases, his downbeat changes to pay homage to one of the games.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Like a little indie rep in a way, you could say.
Yeah, and then when he hits just one, like a low number of people, it's in critical mode, so the attacks do more and it's a harder challenge.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, first of all, we're just going in under the...
And his final smash is just a bunch of Fall Guys running you over.
Oh, man, I would have loved it if the giant-ass hammer hits you and throws you into the acid. But I was going to say, this is going under the assumption that there's even going to be a Smash trailer in this event. We don't know. This is all just speculation. We have no idea if Smash Bros. Is going to be in this thing. We don't know what games are going to be in this thing. Are all the world premieres going to be AAA games? Are they going to be all pure indie games? Nobody knows. But we do know that the Swedish Chef is going to be in this one. So that's going to be exciting. But that's it. That's as far as I know.
I think a really big question is, will Nintendo remember that they're supposed to be making games in 2021?
Yes, because Nintendo Switch has games.
What did we have in 2020? We had Animal Crossing, we had Xenoblade, and we had the Hyrule Warriors.
Don't forget Paper Mario.
Okay, we had Paper Mario. That's true.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else though? Like
the Mario All Stars collection.
I'm not counting that.
Yeah, that was that. No,
John, I just want to say, please, whenever you get a chance, watch Tyrone's playthrough on his Twitch channel. It is
I'll do my best.
something. I've never seen a playthrough quite like that one, and I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of Sunshine playthroughs. I've never seen one as special as that one. It is a marvel to see Tyrone play this game, especially under the guidance of Polly.
well, we're playing tomorrow too. If you want to join, John.
Well, I've seen Tyrone play games before, and it's always entertaining. So
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
Oh, you can take it both ways.
But just view it more as a positive light because
Tyrone will remember this.
didn't realize we were in a video game right now.
I just remember Tyrone using the Master Ball in the Raichu in Cerulean Cave instead of Mewtwo, and like he was expecting it to be like this haha gotcha moment for all of us, but we're like, no, Tyrone, you're just stupid. Why would you do that?
I do
Because I
wonder,
caught
do you have
Mewtwo
the
in
audio
try.
file to that, Tyrone?
Yeah, I probably do, but I caught Mewtwo in one go, so the joke's on everyone else. So
Oh yeah, I tried catching Mewtwo during the red stream, and that should never happen.
yeah, we
Like,
saw
cheat
your
code
yeah.
user.
It's like the weird one victory I have.
Yeah, I can't take that shit away from you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunshine tomorrow. And then after that, of course, we got the Sonic Heroes playthrough on Wednesday. As you can tell, we're going to be removing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff that we had planned for this week because of the Game Awards.
temporarily,
Yeah.
because of the Game Awards. Yeah.
But since I also plan on trying to also stream on Tuesday, I'll probably join for something. I don't know what I'm going to play that day, but I'll see. Probably Sunshine as well. But I'm going to try to play with my, not my GameCube controller, sadly. We'll see what happens, though. Keep an eye out on our Twitter platforms. You can follow it down in the description below. Make sure to follow Tyrone as well on his Twitch channel to be notified when he does go live and all that jazz. But yeah, so looking forward to this week. I think it's going to be a fun-filled week nonetheless. But anything else for gaming news that you guys would like to bring up? Tyrone?
I can't think of anything of any like big relevance. I believe.
Oh, actually, let me just answer this real quick from Robzo. KG, have you gotten the Digimon game yet? No. As I stated in Tyrone's stream, God, I hate that I can't get that game because I already put so much money down recently these past few weeks.
Yeah, we got a surprise for the people.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But I hope that I can get my hands on it at some point in the future. But for now, it is impossible for me because I've already put too much down. And with Mother having to recover, that also makes things a little bit more difficult too. So, yeah,
Yeah, but family recovering
exactly.
has
I also have to make sure now to be a little bit on the less spendy side and more on the financial side and take care of everybody in the house for just about a week or two. But because of that, I have to make sure I don't do anything dumb. So there's that. But as I stated before, there is the fact that we bought something recently, me and Tyrone. And we're looking forward to doing something special with that.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little surprise for everyone.
Exactly. We might do it for, what is it? Friday. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if we have time on Friday.
Exactly. Until then, though, look forward to this week. It's going to be fun-filled for everybody.
It's going to be fun, yeah.
But anyway, Tyrone, I pass this back on to you, buddy.
I can't think of any new stuff for gaming other than like what we already talked about. Obviously, we're the Gaming Awards is coming up. What are you guys like hoping for? Because we usually normally when we talk about the Gaming Awards or we watch the Gaming Awards, we don't end up seeing anything that's like mind blowing. We usually wind up just being very indifferent to it.
I'm hoping to go more than 15 minutes without cringing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm hoping for too.
That's the main take.
Because I can't remember which one exactly it was. But I remember there was one Gaming Awards that was just God, it drove us under the mud. I don't know what
the first one that we watched like back in 2015.
Yeah, it was that one. Oh my God, it was embarrassing.
It was like every single interview was a flop, and we were just kind of like, oh.
It was like watching people who knew nothing. It was like watching people who knew nothing about video games talk about video games for like an hour. It was rough.
And they did say they got like one of those sports commentators hosting this year. I forget his name, but people love this guy.
Let's hope he can do good in this one then, because he has a lot of shoes to fill in for this one, man.
Who is the guy hosting? Hang on, someone in the chat might know. I'm trying to find the tweet.
All right.
I know Reggie's gonna be there, but like Reggie's not the host.
Yeah, though to be fair. Oh, is the F Oscar guy coming back? Oh my God, he is coming back? Really? Holy shit, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, we are already in for a good year, I'd say. The fact that that one man alone saved that year's Game Award, I just want to say, because fuck the Oscars was always one of the funniest shits I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, apparently Tom Holland's gonna be there.
Tom Holland,
Really?
Brie Larson,
Interesting.
Swedish
Tom
Chef.
Holland?
Avengers 2?
Oh, I was gonna say, wait, John, your brother's going to the fucking Game
And he
Awards?
didn't
No, that's me.
invite
That's
you?
me, dude. I got my ticket right here. I'm gonna be on stage.
Oh, no wonder
Yeah,
why he's not gonna be with us then. God
Exactly, John, just say you're Tom Holland already. I'm tired
Sorry,
of the
guys.
bullshit.
The secret's out of the box.
Yeah, we've been saying he's Tom. He's either Tom Holland or Scott the Wise. I'm putting my money on one of the two.
You know what? Actually, speaking of which, I'm so mad that Scott the Woz wasn't even one of the nominated for content creators of the year. Scott the
Oh, you know
Woz
who
this
those
year
people
did
are?
so
Yeah,
much,
he made some really good videos.
and I'm so
You hear that,
bummed out
John?
he
He
never
made some
got it.
really good videos.
Oh, his videos are great, man. And he recently had like a charity event go on recently, not too long ago, with some of the merch he was
Yeah.
having. So yeah, Scott the Woz. If you haven't seen this man's content, you definitely should. It's
Yeah.
honestly one of the best.
I just like the one where he's a lawyer. And they're going back and forth at the courtroom, and then he looks at the judge and goes, "Can I win now?" And the judge is like, "No." It's like, damn.
The sense of humor that he has. I think my favorite thing about it is that it's quick. It's quick humor. It's not something that just
Yeah.
takes its time.
Yeah, it doesn't drag on like a lot of people make it do.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like it's quick, it's snappy. You can tell it's part of the personality.
Now I'm gonna ask again: did you murder him? Yes, I did murder him. See, he's honest. Would an honest man kill somebody?
Even
So stupid.
And that entire episode had nothing to do with
Oh, it had nothing to
gaming.
do with video games. Not at all. Not a
It
not
was
lick
a
of it had
joke
anything.
in one of the video game topics that actually made its own mini-sode, which I thought was great. So
honestly, I like the skits more than the video game
Yeah,
videos. To be
yeah.
honest.
I remember I think he had a pumpkin party or whatever. That one was pretty funny too. I like that.
oh man, the Gex guy always made me laugh every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's always like some video game and it's just slapped on the TV monitor, it just says Gex, and so I always love this humor, like I mentioned.
Next, it's Scott Wozniak's house.
But yeah, so overall, we'll see how the Game Awards is this year. I hope it's good. They have a lot to go for, but it's gonna be 2 hours and a half. So boy, they really are gonna be stretching that shit out if there's only 15 games to new games that are gonna be revealed, man. And if we're to like say they're, let's say 2-3 minutes each, that's like only 30 minutes. So what the hell is the rest of the 2 hours gonna be like?
Right.
Wasted money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, 100%. There you go. But yeah, I guess now I should probably pass this one on to you, TSS, because I know you had something you wanted to talk about regarding the planetarium. And actually, since it's a little bit on the anime side of things, we might take a little bit to talk about something else that also came earlier today regarding the anime as well. So, TSS, allow me to pass this on to you.
Okay, so Dogasu's over Dogasu, good friend of mine over at Dogasu's Backpack, finally got to see the Pocket Monsters 2019 Planetarium show, which is called let's see here. It's called Planetarium Pocket Monster Aurora Kara no Message, or the message from the Aurora. Now, the earliest showing of this was on August the 29th. But Dogasu was able to go there in October and finally was able to see it. So the description was this. The spoiler-free synopsis as follows. What is the secret hidden in the mystical aurora? Let's start our adventure to meet a legendary Pokemon. Word has it, whenever the sun enters a new solar cycle, there's a chance that the so-called Aurora Pokemon, the legendary Suicune itself, will make an appearance. Satoshi and Go head towards Aurora Village as research fellows from the Sakuragi Laboratory in order to look into the connection between Suicune and the Auroras. There, they meet a girl named Emma, whose father is an Aurora researcher, as well as the many Pokemon who live out there in the snowy fields. But the Rocket Gang appear before Satoshi and the others to get Pikachu. Will our heroes be able to reach the Auroras and meet Suicune after all? So, going into...
Rocketodon.
Yes, actually, he does write it Rocketodon, but, Rocket Dan, but whatever.
Rocket Dan.
Well, that's he's not wrong. So, just going off of some of the key points, there was a 15-minute interview segment or kind of a question answer segment with the planetarium goer or planetarium worker, because originally they had it with the other two specials. They had it after the show, so they figured, okay, let's bang it onto the front of the show so that people will actually stay for the show, right? So some of the notes that he puts down here is, it starts with a Suicune far off in the distance, so far that you can barely tell what it is, but it's galloping through the sky. Then 1, 2, 3 is played, but the version of 1, 2, 3 is the original, and it's creditless. Like there's no lyrics on the screen either. Also, there are certain scenes where the aspect ratio changes from extremely wide to just regular 16:9, which Dogasu says it probably is indicative of its reused animation from the show. Like for example, Nyath going through the freaking Gasha, or Pikachu using a Thunderbolt or something like that. But but there's no Pokemon Riddle, so there's no Pokenazo or the next episode preview. And let's see here. It was the version of 1, 2, 3 that had Zacian and Zamazenta at the end. So like the Galar version of that. And also the runtime is 27 minutes, so it's about the same time as a regular episode. But apparently also at the specific planetarium that Dogasu was in, there seemed to be some like projection problem. Like they was showing it like at 60i for some reason, interlaced instead of 24 FPS. So it's kind of very weird. But you can read the full synopsis on Dogasu's website. Now I was looking at the planetarium listing, and they actually have one planetarium that's in Aichi Prefecture that will be showing the show until summer of 2021. So if I get to go there, then I will be able to see it, which is great, because I wasn't able to view the Sun and Moon one. So
this is an exclusive planetarium thing, right? Like we'll never get the chance to actually see.
Nobody outside of Japan.
It's kind of like a Lost Journeys episode.
Pretty much.
Or Lost episode in general, because they've done this since way back then. I recall Best Wishes had one too.
If you look at the short specials that we've never gotten, Big Yarth Day, that's one.
Technically, there's a XY
Let's
episode.
Find Mew.
Technically, there's an XY episode we never got.
Yeah.
And Sun and Moon episode.
Yeah, and a Sun and Moon episode we never got. Yeah,
it's multiple times.
Yeah, and then I think the Silent and Clement episode, that's only a Japan episode. You'll never see it in America, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and speaking of English, there is a little bit of news I have on the English version of Journeys.
Okay.
But TSS, you can continue with the planetarium.
Well, what I could definitely say is that the planetarium one does look indeed interesting. It's just that I'm hoping that if I get a chance to see this, I'm hoping that it does not have the aforementioned issues. But considering that Dogasu mentioned that it went from like this extremely wide aspect ratio to the standard 16:9, just for like random scenes, that's kind of bad. But hey, I guess they had to cut some corners in the production. But and apparently for some reason, Sakuragi mentions Corona, which is kind of funny, but it's legitimately the name to use in astronomy. So it's kind of funny that they decided to keep that in this world that we live in right now. But hey, got to be scientifically accurate for a planetarium show, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even if it comes off a little awkward at times.
Well, Corona also means like planetary, right? Like it's got another meaning to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the base word chrono, which means fucking.
Well, in the context of this, the corona is like the around the sun, basically.
Yeah. So they have to use it, they're stuck with it.
Yeah, because that's the official term. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. I wish there was some type of way we can see it though, because now it feels like there's a part of Journeys I'll never get to actually witness.
Or just any
Yeah, and it
past-
can be yours. And it can be yours by spending like $3,000.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna spend three. I'm not watching a $3,000 fucking episode of Journey.
I better be getting that file while I'm at it then.
Well, hey, it's better than buying the $8,000 PS5 gold shit. Like,
I
Yeah,
spent
but
$3,000.
at least I keep
At least
it.
I can just keep that. Yeah, that's mine.
well, at least, maybe you can get a brochure. That's
All
a
right,
memento,
Chase, that's what
right?
we need you to do. It's going to be highly illegal, but it'll be okay. I need you to put a camera on your fucking shirt. Just watch the whole damn thing.
Well, TSS could be the only person ever who says that he spent $3,000 so he could publish a review of a filler episode in Pokemon Journey.
Right. Well, at least audience will get the PokePod reviewing a lost episode of Journeys.
Or watch Go's gonna send like
Right, that's an exclusive.
yeah. Next week, Go's gonna send like a mini or we're just gonna be like, where did that come from?
Don't worry about it.
Right. He caught it off screen, right?
Off screen land.
Yeah, off screen land for all you viewers, but not to us.
Yeah, for those of you chumps who didn't see the planetarium special, Go has this now.
Look at the Monster Planetarium.
You know what? That shit would be hilarious if he did catch Suicune or some shit like that. And it was like, oh, I guess he just has this now, doesn't he? Next episode,
Yeah.
he's suddenly with a Suicune in his possession. I'm like, shit.
The planetarium arc.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, how long was that arc? 1 episode. What?
1 episode long.
1 lost episode, to be exact.
You missed out on a lot.
All of the extraterrestrial Pokemon, like he has like Deoxys, Clefairy.
Yeah, he's got Rayquaza.
Speaking of filler episodes, someone said in the chat, we just had a filler episode last week. Did we now? We'll get to that soon. Don't worry. Speaking of which, I never
talk
heard
about
your
it.
opinions on that, John. What do you think of last week's episode?
You got words.
Okay, so last week's episode, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was one of those filler episodes that I found entertaining. Or I mean, I think if you're gonna go filler, more often than not, it benefits you to have something somewhat comedic. And this was kind of up like and to me, it felt like a Sun and Moon episode almost. Because it was just kind of like this random activity that they were doing, and they had a lot of fun with it. The sad Blaziken scene was very funny. I really loved that. It wasn't even. I think what made that bit so good was just that it wasn't done over the top. It was basically that Blaziken, he looks at the Torchic thing, he gets sad, and he just leaves. Like there's like it's done in such a deadpan manner that like that was what made that bit so funny to me. It was just like they didn't hype it up or anything. It just happened. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, not like an over the top episode or anything. Like, but I'd give it like a solid, I don't know, 7.5, 8 out of 10 maybe. I mean, it was enjoyable filler, and that's kind of what I like to see from time to time. So it was refreshing.
All right, that's good to hear. But yeah, I guess speaking about the anime for a little bit, we do got some announcements to make for the anime because there were new episode title that released earlier today that has gotten a lot of fans speculating because if I'm correct, this is the last piece to finish up the more recent poster that we had obtained a few months back before the Sword and Shield arc actually began. As you recall, there was for some odd reason a Dracovish just sticking in that poster amongst the legendary Pokemons, and nobody had any clear idea as to why that was the case. Turns out that the first episode for the new year is going to be focusing on the rare fossils. It says here, Satoshi Go and Koharu have been sent by the curator of the Museum of Science to research rare fossils. They work with local researchers to dig up all kinds of fossils, and the episode is titled Galar Fossils, Stick 'em Together. So, I really hope that this is going to be Ash's episode. I want Ash to have the ugly thing on his team.
No, I hate that thing.
I want him to have Dracovish, man.
I hate Dracovish.
I want him to have a monster. I want it because like he's always had this pun about science is amazing. Now he can actually have his own son. That he created the mutant. That feels like a Satoshi thing though. That's what I'm saying. I would love for him to have that thing because it feels so Satoshi-esque.
Here's the funny part about Dracovish, that he's a Pokemon that was so god-awfully ugly that I think he's become a fan favorite, where people just love him. It is ridiculous.
He's the unconventionally good looking Pokemon, and it also doesn't help that he freaking destroyed the meta for a while.
Oh yeah, he was ridiculously broken. So there's like this meme like he can't breathe, but he's destroying OU.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I fucking hate Dracovish, man. Ugh.
Also, before I forget, I did want to bring this up. Omar, thank you so much for the subscription as well. Appreciate it. Surprised you didn't get the notification for that, but thank you nonetheless, though. I appreciate that.
So I could unironically see Ash getting Dracovish because they did give him Farfetch'd out of nowhere, and I assume they
He
did that just
doesn't
because.
use it.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't use it, but like I assume they did it just because Surfetch'd is like one of the most popular Gen 8 Pokemon, and Dracovish is definitely up there with Surfetch'd. So
Hey, as long as it keeps Ash away from Gookie, I'll be fine.
AG really doesn't like that thing.
Hey, listen, man. So far, I've been 2-2 with the 2-3, I should say, with the Galar starters. Let's make it a 3 out of 3 now, with all Galar starters not going to Ash, and I hope that's the case.
I have a personal hatred for Dracovish, so I hope Ash doesn't get it.
Would you like him if he gets that? What was it? The electric one?
Oh,
Dracavolt.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Dracazolt.
Dracazolt. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like any of them, but but if he had to get one, he's already got Pikachu as his electric Pokemon, but
Ash has never had an electric type that isn't Pikachu, so
he's had Pokemon that knew Thunderbolt like Naganadel, but that's about it. I mean, if he had to get one fossil, I wouldn't be opposed to to Dracazolt.
I just think Dracovish have like a lot of like funny bits with
Hokey Tokey, thank you for the follow.
How crazy the Pokemon is. So
oh man, because you got to read his Pokedex entry. It straight up says it can't live in land. It needs water to survive.
Like he has SpongeBob like fishbowl on his head whenever he's going around.
Oh my god! Please just give him a giant ass tank that like it's a rectangular tank, so it doesn't fit so well on him. But I just want some kind of humorous shit for him, like an accessory to kind of be used.
That would make it worth it alone if he just like went around town with like a giant fishbowl on his head.
I think it can run at like 60 miles per hour, but it can't even breathe on land. Yeah. It's almost a useless feature.
But I hope it works, though. I really am curious to see if they will roll with that joke. That's the thing I need to make sure on. Will they actually roll with that joke all the way if they do that for Ash and his Dracovish? If it does happen, of course. We don't know necessarily yet. It could even go to Kohada for all we know at this point.
Yeah. I could see it being like this gag where it's like Ash uses Dracovish occasionally and it's like stupid broken, like it just one-shots everything, but then like it just can't breathe, so he can't use it for the whole battle. And so it's like he'll call it in and he'll beat something really fast, and then it's like, okay, Dracovish, return, I can't use you anymore, and it counts as a KO for Ash. So
or it like passes out by itself and it counts as a loss.
Yeah. I mean, Journeys already has like uncharacteristically short battles, so like if they were to have like, I don't know, like a 3v3 World Championships match and they just needed to like, you know, kill time in the episode, then they could just have like a 10-second KO right there.
It's a Saitama situation where it's invincible when it actually does fight, but it gets so lazy it can't.
I could just imagine Ash calls out Dracovish. Dracovish comes out with like that monstrous roar, and then they pan out and they just have the thing straight up on the floor, like in a Yamcha pose, just dead because it didn't have any water on it. I would kill for a 3v3 battle at this point. Yeah, we haven't had a 3v3 battle in this
series. Haven't had one, nope.
Damn, man, that's kind of wild to think about.
Yeah, we haven't had one.
Oof. But we'll see what happens, though. We're still too early in the series. I mean, well, actually not yet. We're in year 2 of the series, I should say.
Speaking of journeys, I believe the English titles came out for some. So the last title came out, The Making Battles in the Sand. That's the Flygon episode. But I see we also have the title, I Am Back. Nice to see you, Alola. That's the title in English dub for Ash coming back to Alola, which that's actually a pretty nice title.
Yeah, I'll give it that one.
There was one good thing that the new batch of English dub episodes actually did that I appreciated. Of course, it had nothing to do with Goldfarb, because we never do anything related to him here. But apparently the King of Karate, or maybe it wasn't the King of Karate, it's one of the karate guys who looks like Ryu, like from Smash and Street Fighter. And he's actually voiced by Ryu in the dub. So
nice.
That was like a pretty funny thing that they put in there, and I appreciate it.
It's rare to see Ryu actually talk, but nice.
Yeah.
Yes, these little small things you wouldn't expect that dub would do, but they did it. And I appreciate
I mean,
the
they have
little
access
details.
more, notable voice actors now since they did the studio shift with Journeys. So
Yeah,
why not?
they have access to so many great voice actors, but they don't have access to such great music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, we gotta cut the budget somewhere, right? And then the silence.
Oh my god, hold on a second. What is this? What the hell? Now, I wonder if you guys know about this. Goya. Does anybody know that name?
Goya.
Goya.
Yes.
Everybody should know
Yes.
this. Specifically, those in New York should probably know about this. But I'm curious to see if anybody in the chat knows about the word Goya. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with cans. Canned food, exactly.
I just realized something too. If the Battle in the Sands and the Alola episode just are happening in America, that means that B's episode happens, which means we have an English voice actress for B now.
Do we?
Yes.
But do we
I
have
wonder
the
if you-
name for it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder what she sounds
Yeah,
like.
let's see. B dub. Let's go take a look here while we're at it. But anyway, just to make you know, it's just funny that Goya's trending for some stupid reason. I don't know what's going on here. B's dub voice in Journey sounds a lot older than I was expecting. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I guess that's something. But I don't know who it is that voices B in this one.
Who is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to look for this.
Some nobody. I'm just kidding.
I wish I could figure out. That doesn't seem like anybody made a tweet about it.
Damn. Either she must suck or just.
I mean, I could
She
play a
maybe-
clip, but I don't want to play it
maybe
on
she's
stream. So
Yeah, I was like, maybe she's new talent. Who knows?
yeah, I'll take a look. You know what? Actually,
You would think people would be talking about it because it's B. It's an important character.
Tiana Camacho is B's voice.
Tiana Camacho. Yeah, let's find out what Tiana Camacho has been up to.
Okay, yeah, maybe it is. Let's take a look. Tiana Camacho. Well, I
Camacho.
see this already as I write this.
Oh, she is cute.
Wow, she grew up in Coney Island in the 1990s. So right around
We're
here.
going to Coney Island, boys.
Let's take a look. We got a couple of things here. She's known for I guess like for Marvel's Avengers, Call of Duty's
Academy.
Black Ops,
Academy.
Pacific Rim.
She was in Pacific Rim?
Well, the game, I think.
Oh, the game. Son of a bitch.
Chuggington, if there's that.
Chugging into
Yeah. Oh, she.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any of these other things she's been in.
Oh, I see Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So there's.
Okay, so she was in that.
She was
All right.
the Mora, Willow Tree, and Moki.
So it looks like she's an up and coming voice actress then. Yeah, she seems kind of new.
Yeah, she does. It seems like there's a couple of background characters that she's known for doing. From what I'm seeing here, like she's in JoJo, she's in Academy, Fire Emblem Heroes is Selena. So there's that. Speaking of Selena, actually, or Selena, the Netflix show came out for her not too long ago. I actually got a chance to binge watch all of the 9 episodes with my mother on Friday because I didn't need to do a reaction that week because everybody told me not to do a reaction to that episode. But I will say, definitely took me by surprise. Many
followed
people
her
need to, if they don't know about the origins of Selena, who is still to this day, you'd be surprised, to be extremely well beloved and still well known. It is incredible that her fame is still being carried on even into now in this era. And I'm kind of curious to see where the story in the Netflix series is going to take it because they only finished season 1.
I just clicked on her Twitter, and literally her pinned tweet is, Pokemon Journeys has released 12 more episodes on Netflix. I hope you enjoyed the latest batch of episodes, and I'm honored to join the Pokemon family as the voice of B.
Oh, well, there we go.
Literally her first tweet is that.
All right, well, we got that.
All right, guys. You know what? I'm following my. I'm gonna voice somebody in Journeys. That means you guys have to watch that episode dubbed only. That's the only
Specifically,
dubbed episode
just that
Just that
episode.
one.
Yeah.
Just that episode. Don't watch anything else because I don't want y'all to go far. But
Turns out it's
I'll voice an NPC or some shit.
yeah. But let me see. Anything else I'm forgetting here, or are we good? I want to say everything seems good. We talked about the Game Awards. We talked about the Nintendos. We talked about the Smash Brothers, and even a little bit about the Anti-Poke stuff right now, outside
Next
of the
week.
main episode, of course.
Next week, we're going to be talking about the Amazfit Band 5, which I will be putting on my wrist. And we're also going to talk about the fucking Digimon device that's coming out, the Digimon wearable that's coming out in March.
Oh man,
Right.
me and Tyrone were talking about that in the Digimon stream we had the other day, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for that because that shit looks like it would be very fun to own and possess.
Oh, here's some slight video game news before we get into it. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, available January 14th. So there you go.
All right, for those who
That-
never got a chance to play that game, there you go.
They better have fucking online co-op. If they don't, I'm gonna riot.
I'm sure they will
They better.
someday, not today though, for sure.
Not today, maybe tomorrow. I'm
Or the
gonna
next
fucking
day.
riot.
Or the next day.
Right, the next day.
All right, but let me go and turn.
We got a shitty episode to talk about. Let's go.
Damn.
It's not that good.
Well, first of all, let me just go get this thing set up real quick before we actually get into the review. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed our 1 of our 2 hour discussion for tonight. Now, let us take this opportunity, though, to go and talk about the second hour, focusing on the latest episode of PM 2019. Also, I hear a bit of an echo in the background.
Echo.
Weird. But anyway. Oh, whoa. I think that might be coming from your side, Tyrone.
Is it?
Well,
Dang it, Tyrone.
it seems to be,
Is
yeah,
it?
because you're the only one being highlighted when you're not talking.
Let's see.
It-
Try now.
All right, how about now? Okay, I think we're good now. All right.
My mic is like my headset and mic are strong. They're like super
Yeah, I'm
strong.
like, damn, man, it pickups through that. That is incredible. But all right, folks, let's get ourselves right into it. Let us go talk about the latest episode of Journeys, titled what was it called again?
The Lucario and Cinderace show.
Yeah.
Starring Lucario and Cinderace.
Yeah, basically it was something about a close call with this practically Pikachu-esque thing. I don't recall what it's called, but I think it's something like that.
It's Hikachu.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay, I will say this, the Hikachu bit,
Wait a
I
minute, wait a
like.
minute. Mornox says it's your voice is
Hikachu.
echoing.
I don't hear it right now.
I don't.
Oh, is it good now? Am I still echoing? Let me check the stream real quick.
Good now.
How about now? Let me check the stream. No, I don't hear any echo.
I don't hear anything.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
All right, good.
All right.
Okay, so let's get into the review, why don't we? So this episode is actually a part of a two-parter, given the fact that this ties into the events of last week's episode, which I stated was one of my absolute favorite episodes from Journeys, and it was a fantastic way to go down after the events of the Mewtwo
But
episode.
here's where we hit strike one. But go ahead.
Yeah,
KG.
so after that, we finally get into this episode, carries on the main subplot that we had then. I do like that Team Rocket is also acknowledging the past event that happened, because they're like, all right, to get revenge for the shit that went down, we're going to try to capture Pikachu by having this Pikabot replace the Pikachu that belongs to Ash. In fact, it so closely resembles the original, except for one flaw. And I love that Meowth was also kind of pissed off about that said flaw, because of not saying Pikachu, and instead it's saying Hikachu, which honestly, I didn't get to hear it at first until they actually pointed it out. When I first heard the Pikachu, I swore I heard Pikachu, but then when they started to bring up the fact that it actually says Hikachu instead, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to see the joke that they're trying to portray here. And soon after, we had this, I guess, chase scene go on for the next 15 minutes, which I will say right now was overly extended in this episode. Jesus Christ, they went way too long with this goddamn joke. And I did not like how it just breaks at the very end. I would have loved it if there was like some kind of humorous thing where they tried to do everything, and then it turns out that the way to get rid of that goo was just legitimately just use water on it, and it gets taken care of easily. And then they could have just looked at that shit and be like, wait, that's it? Like I had a bit of humor on it. The only favorite redeeming moment I had from this episode, I'm going to be honest here, was the ending. When Lucario and Cinderace came back to go and ask Ash and Go where Pikachu is, or let them know that Pikachu's missing, Pikachu's just there over chilling with them in the bench. And then that facial reaction that they had was superb. I loved their reaction to it. And then they get closer and they just fall on the floor and they're just like, God damn it, we wasted our entire time chasing after something we probably shouldn't need to have chased. So that humor at the end, I enjoyed it. But the padding that was going on in the middle of the episode was way, way too long.
Yeah.
Another thing also, I'm kind of bummed out that my boy, the fat ass squirrel, wasn't with them in this episode. Wasn't he the one
All
that
right,
won the?
strike one. How you gonna have a continuation to an episode and none of it has anything to do with what happened last time?
Bro, I'm happy you won the tournament for us, but you ain't coming with us to this Unova region.
Well, to be fair, the last episode, those two were asleep. So there we go.
No. I'm saying like it could have still been with them in the bench. You know what I mean?
No,
there was a gap right there of space in that bench.
Greedent is the eating Pokemon, so I actually thought that it would play a significant role here. It's like
because Go won technically, so it's
I
like
mean, Go did win, but Greedent was the one who put
when
in
that
all
won,
work.
right?
I think Greedent should have gotten to relish in winning, and he has a big appetite now, so he could have kept down eating.
Yeah, we want a trip to Unova to eat food. Good job, Greedent. Here, Cinderace.
Greedent, your ass stays here because according to the Univadex, you aren't allowed in here. Bye bye.
Right.
But Cinderace is? Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
But the thing about it, you know what would have helped because of the Greedent being there? It would have helped take some time away from the padding that was happening in the episode itself, in my opinion. I kind of find it so horrifying. It's like this man put all the effort into working for that victory, and then he's like not cherishing in the highlight there with Go and Ash, just eating and snacking away on the food. I don't know.
I don't think he even had to do anything. He just had to be present.
Yeah, just be at the bench.
It's not that big a deal, but still.
Yeah, like let Pikachu and Greedent have a little, time together, just chit chat with each other or something, Pikachu's just sort of there, smack dab in the middle between the two trainers, not doing anything besides just chowing down on some good food. And that's it.
probably because they couldn't get the voice actors.
I guess,
anyway.
but I think I also another thing I find.
I'm being a realist, like always.
I
so
know.
it's like-
I just found it weird as all. I just like even then didn't Greedent already have like a lot of lines that they could have just reused?
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of one, but I think though they designed this so that it focuses around Cinderace and Lucario. That's the whole thing. That was the whole spiel.
All right. Well, I guess
I think-
since I shared my impressions of this, you know what? Let me go and pass this one on to you then, TSS. Like, what's your take on this episode?
I actually give it a 7.2. It wasn't that bad. 7.2. I was gonna give it an 8.2, but then I realized that my mind isn't that great. While yes, I agree that the gags were way too much, I still had fun. The whole thing where you just see Go just in the back, just in the foreground, while freaking they're just flying around.
It's like Three
that
Stooges
is-
shit right there.
Yeah. You have to remember a few things. This was obviously made for the quick laughs and the quick comedy. If you don't like those, then you don't like it. Okay, fine. Yes, there was a lot of things. Actually, the funny thing is, they didn't really reuse a lot of animation. I do give them credit. They actually used different animation every time the gag, or not the pole thing, but if you look at them straight on, they were actually using different animation. So I give them credit for that. The whole chase thing, and also music selection key on point. Having the Rockets like just standing there in the bush, just trying to hear the Pikachu and the Hikachu, and then they just completely fail. I just like that, and and them just chasing. I mean, it was kind of funny that they did it that way. Of course, yeah. I know that the gags are like overused, but the whole fact of the matter is, I actually enjoyed it. It's a nice episode to just lose your mind and just watch it. And even though yes, there was realistically there was no development, because it's still fucking pissed off at the end. It's like, we accomplished nothing. We wasted your time. But that was a hell of a ride. 7.2. And also sock and throw. Yes, credit to them. Actually, I think they were part of a comedy trope. I think they were actually on Pokenchi a couple of weeks back, doing their lines. So that's another reason why you saw sock and throw, because there were guest seiyuu that did the voices in that segment for Pokenchi. So that's what it is. It's again, people have differing opinions. I know Zach gave it a 2, but he has all the right to give it a 2. I look at it from a different perspective, and that's why I make the big bucks. $0. Next.
Okay, to follow up off of that, I am also of the unpopular opinion that this episode was decently good. Not amazingly good, but not awful, like a lot of people are saying. But again, if you think that, that's okay. I guess there were 2 big reasons as to why I thought this way. Number 1 was that this episode had an unexpected direction. I saw the title and I saw the preview of like the little peak bot, and I thought, wow, we literally just did this with the Pikachu Valley episode. We know that Ash is able to, tell his Pikachu apart from all other Pikachus. There's no way this would fool him. What are they going for with this? So I was very pleasantly surprised that was not the case in this episode. And also, knowing that it was going to be a Cinderace Lucario focused episode, I was fully expected for disappointment, because I am sick and tired of seeing these 2 at this point.
Same.
I thought that it was nice in that department too, because we actually got to see an unexpected comedic side of these 2, especially with Lucario, because it's not just Ash's Lucario who hasn't been comedic. Lucario has always been portrayed as a very stoic and serious Pokemon throughout the anime, no matter who it belongs to. So seeing a different take on it for just this one episode was admittedly a bit entertaining in that aspect. The other thing was I liked Team Rocket a lot in this episode. This reminded me of Sun and Moon Team Rocket, which I actually thought was peak Team Rocket. So I really did enjoy Team Rocket in this episode. Everything about them, minus the gotcha. But what are you gonna do about that? Nothing really at this point.
Gotcha. Come on.
Yeah.
So
Who's come on again?
I think that Team, especially the bike scene. I don't know why the bike scene was just hilarious to me, where they come out of the bush with like the big bike, and then Pikachu doesn't even react.
Like it just looks.
It's just like deadpan stare.
You think that he would react to like them just swooping up another Pikachu and being like, "Oh, that's Team Rocket." Like I thought it was funny that Cinderace was actually the one who.
And the pregnant Satoshi thing, that was funny too.
He was like greeting. His stomach just poofs away after the first.
Only Ash got full, but Go didn't.
Ash ate a lot more. That's the thing. Ash took all the seconds that Go would have taken.
He OD'd on the fucking toppings.
Yeah.
And this last one is, I guess, a split positive and negative. I liked that it was actual continuity from the previous episode. Loosely, how it was a continuation. It wasn't like a true part 2 or anything. I guess on the opposite side of the coin of that is that it's like, we already said, where's Greedent? Where are the other Pokemon? Dragonite was in that contest too. Again, I'm a little sick of just seeing Lucario and Cinderace. I think it was fine, but I'd still like to see just some other guys, even in the background. Again, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to.
They don't even need lines. They could just be there.
Yeah, they just have to be there. I just want to see them be there, because like they've made this big emphasis, and this is the whole reason that gacha has been introduced. Like a lot of people have issues with the gacha, and it's like I understand why it's there, right?
I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. The clip that Donnie posted: obese succulent clips mom double rainbow.
The fact that it has the obese part.
I mean, it actually worked for the feed.
I know. Continue, John.
All right, so I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Something about the Lucario and Cinderace thing.
Yeah.
All right, that narrows it down. Okay, yeah, right. The gacha. That's what I was talking about, right?
The gacha, yes. Gacha, yes.
Basically, the whole reason that exists is because the writers have had this goal since the very beginning that they want to show off every single Pokemon at some point in Pokemon journeys. And so we kind of crossed Sock and Throw off the list here, basically. And again, I think if that's their goal, we should at least see some of these. They shouldn't just be like passing cameos. It shouldn't just be like, oh, we saw Greedent in the last 20 seconds of the previous episode, so he's off the list. Don't worry about him for the rest of the series. I think he should have at least been present here. He didn't have to do anything, but I think if you're going to have this goal of like showing off every Pokemon, it shouldn't just be like oh, there's a glimpse of him. All right, we're done now. I would like to see the Pokemon actually kind of focused on more, because like the last episode was really not Greedent's episode. It was Squavit's episode. I know they're the same character, but again, different Pokemon. So there is that other issue. TSS brought up the animation, and I did like that there wasn't any reused animation, and I thought that the episode wasn't particularly bad looking. It was like, if you look at like any still screenshot, it's like, oh, it looks nice.
Sun and Moon had fucking bad ones, and oh god, at least this doesn't have that. At least it doesn't have that shit where like Pikachu has no face, or Satoshi has no face, or it doesn't look like he has freaking popsicles. Whatever.
It was visually pleasing in that regard.
Yeah, at least they got that right. But
the negative that I have for this is that it seemed like any time that there was an action scene, or just there was any kind of motion in general, it felt like it was in slow-mo. I don't know if they were just trying to take up more time in the episode. Like I first noticed when Lucario and Cinderace were flying through the air, and it was like, it looked like
it looked like they were animating it at like 8 FPS instead of 12.
Yeah,
the Team Rocket blasting off scene was the most noticeable.
Oh yeah, like mid-air shots took so long.
Yeah, it was like okay, are they doing this for the gag, or are they just filling time? And then by the end of the episode, I noticed there were like scenes of like Lucario and Cinderace were running, and it was just slow. So it wasn't even for the gag. It was just, I think a lot of the scenes were
even the combination attack they did look gross to me, because it was like,
you can definitely tell it was the B team, but at least it's not Sun and Moon B team, because that, you could throw that in the trash.
I just think that the whole episode, from like anytime there's like an action scene or anything,
when Go and Ash called Lucario and Cinderace out, I'm like, this is gross. What the fuck?
It just looked like it was in slow motion the whole time. That was my main complaint. But I mean, I don't think it was an awful episode. It was fun, as TSS said, and I was able to have some nice mindless enjoyment. Again, I do think it dragged on a little long, so I agree with G as well. Yeah. So I give it a 6.5. That's my take.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about this episode. It did what it needed to do, and ultimately, I feel like it paid off in certain parts, but the padding in between, I feel like wasn't the thing I was very happy with out of all the stuff that they showed off in this episode.
One last thing. This probably wasn't intentional, but I like Team Rocket's having the food truck again. Reminded me of Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I think it is their Sun and Moon truck. It's like a remix version.
We had a Malasada.
Yeah, it was Malasada theme, but this one's like a remix version with the ice cream truck.
Well, the Castelia cone. It's like they rented the truck.
Yeah. Makes me always, I always kind of wonder how the hell they get their hands on this shit. Like,
it's the villain working every job running gag.
Yeah,
I know. I just always think about that. Is all. I always just.
The only difference. Team Rocket can always wind up doing every other job better than their current job.
Yeah.
Like I was rewatching X and Y's Team Flare arc, and Jesse, James, and Meowth took over as the newscasters because Malva just straight up quit. And they could be better newscasters than Team Rocket members.
Yeah.
They actually have quite a wider range of odd talents that they could be using to make a lot of money.
They can sell Malasadas better than they can be Team Rocket members. They can sell concession stands at Pokemon leagues better than they can be Team Rocket members.
Yeah. When you realize that it's part of the comedy.
The only difference between this and Sun and Moon is that at least this truck isn't sniffing cocaine and decides to freaking be happy.
Oh yeah, there was that one episode where it did that. Hey, listen, man, that smiling truck was a recurring character. Okay, show it some respect.
Yeah, it's like it was alive, and also that's why they have a replica of the truck back in their hideout.
I just remember they also got a raise when they served as chefs for the summer camp arc in the X and Y. They literally can just quit being Team Rocket members, and they would be better off.
Well, I still remember in the Sinnoh League where they had that bizarre selling strategy for whatever it was they were selling, and they became basically like the big honchos there, and they got promotions and all that other stuff.
So
like
the joke is that they can literally
good.
do everything better than what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
and it hurts.
Which I guess it's one of those like long-term things. Like if you're a fan of the series for a long time and you notice this, it just makes it more funny when you realize they're good at everything but stealing Pokemon.
Damn, man, that's tragic.
Well, I will say this. At least this plot was the most ambitious, one of the most ambitious that they've done in a long time.
Yeah, they actually made a replica. Goddamn.
They actually made a replica. It feels like it. It smells like it.
It sadly doesn't speak like that, but it was close enough.
It was close enough, but at least they came a long way. At least they actually know how to make shit.
I would say that between Team Rocket and just the gags sprinkled throughout the episode, that I was actually probably more invested in this episode than any of the last 10. So I can go for that.
Yeah, like I said, it's all good. That it's all good. Like I said, most divisive series ever, but we know people can have different takes, and we love it. Now, Tyrone, what do you?
Yeah, y'all been stalling because I know I'm about to make you shit.
And I'm sorry. There's not enough caramelized onions to stop him. So you can go ahead.
But I will say the positive first. I like it's like very short, but I like Meowth's joke towards the end where he's like, "This is a really good Pikachu replica." Like, he really off on how good that Pikachu replica is. He's like, "This is a pretty damn good Pikachu replica." Other than that Hikachu thing, it's such a weird tick to have, but it's got it. So it's very weird. Other than that though, like this episode was not doing it. From this episode, I've watched a lot of journeys. I've watched all the episodes and never have I ran across a mentally exhausting episode of Journeys. I got exhausted watching it. And when they kept launching Cinderace and Lucario over and over and over, even to a point where they like were doing an arch over Ash and Go every time, I was like, I'm done. But I gotta keep watching. No, just end it. End this. End me. Like you couldn't make an episode where like, I don't know, Lucario stuck to Farfetch's like leak, but the joke is that Farfetch just won't let go of the damn leak. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Now you know how I feel about SM57, Tyrone.
Well, what do you think about this scene right now on screen, though?
Oh god! And then they keep hitting each other because they're so stuck together. Also, it's a slap in the face to like the Darkest Day episode because they worked well in that episode, so they never had a problem being together. But the show has to have a plot for them, so they hate each other today. I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm really over it. But what else was there? There was something else. Just the gotcha machine. I want to talk about it just for a second because I know the idea of the gotcha machine is that it's supposed to be, and I'll say this with the largest air quotes, random. So what are the odds that Sock and Throw just happen to be the two Pokemon that come up? I mean, I know writing wise it's not random. It's there to show off the gimmick, and they're in Unova and they're showing off the two Unovan fighting Pokemon. But if you look at it as a gotcha machine, I'm like, that's pretty convenient for a gotcha machine. That it happens to. That would be like if I had a gotcha machine that pulled Plusle and Minun, and not Plusle and fucking Illumise or something. Like something that makes no goddamn sense. It's very coincidental that those two fighting Pokemon just happen to be the ones. But I know Team Rocket's done that before, where if they do a gotcha machine and let's say they're fighting on the water, two water Pokemon will show up instead of like a water Pokemon and a fucking rock Pokemon. So yeah, that happened, and this TSS has nailed it on the head. It was not the episode for me. It's clearly it wasn't for me at all. This was not my episode, clearly, because I got it when they were stuck together and they needed to learn to fight while being stuck together. But I'm like, really? This is going to be our conflict? Is that they can't work together? And if they've done this before, they've done plots where people or Pokemon are stuck together and they had to make the most of it. Like, I remember Bonnie was stuck to Meowth for a while, and they did some funny stuff with that where Bonnie's like, so how'd you learn to talk anyway? And Meowth's about to tell a story. And she's like, oh, never mind. I seem to have stopped caring. Like, that was funny. I like that. Here, they don't really do much with Lucario and Cinderace other than they get slung around a lot. That's funny, right? Laugh at us.
Well, realistically, they can't talk, so that's
Oh
so
no, they
have
can't
to use the
talk.
they
Pokemon
have
is
to use
proven. Pikachu were
use the
stuck
visual
together
shit.
in an
Yeah.
episode before, and they did it. And Pokemon has proven several times that they can put Pokemon in shitty situations and still have them work together. The running joke anyway was that Cinderace was being more positive while Lucario's more isolated. So
Yeah,
it could have been a moment where like they were traveling through Unova and they like had to find some food to eat.
Yeah.
And Cinderace is getting the food, but Lucario acts like he's not hungry, but you can hear his stomach go, oh, and then they slowly do shit like that. But no, we gotta have him fling across Unova, and I'm just like, get me out of here. And again, I don't think it would have been as offensive as if, like you all said, the frame rate hadn't gone down to the point where they were at a crawl. I don't think it would have been as bad.
Yeah, that's why you could tell that it was the B team doing it. It wasn't.
Now the replica Pikachu, I liked its interaction with Pikachu. That was funny to me. I like that. I like that Pikachu's breaking the Pocky Stick and he shares it with the replica Pikachu, and replica Pikachu's like, okay. And then he eats it. They get shuffled around. It's pretty funny, considering that it's a robot. I wasn't expecting much out of it, but it actually had a lot of personality.
I love that Pikachu just looked at him and like, the fuck did you just do? Oh, I guess if you ate it, he just chokes on that fucking stick.
Right. And
I was expecting the fucking short circuit or something.
I was expecting that too, actually. I'm actually really surprised about like what they did with it. Weirdly, the replica Pikachu actually was more entertaining. I kind of wish they had the replica Pikachu interact with Lucario and Cinderace a bit more. But literally, I feel like there's a part of the episode where it's almost not present. Like, it's clear Lucario's holding it, but it's not there.
Yeah.
Which is odd because it's like the title of the episode. It's actually a very small part of the episode.
Right. And just, I don't know. Something about that seems kind of odd to me. Like, it just...
Another funny thing, though, I want to say, because Team Rocket technically blasted off with that creature, you think we'll see it again at some point?
Probably
maybe it's like a throwaway cameo,
it'll
but
probably,
maybe
it'll
like
probably
inside the hideout.
It'll probably sitting in the hideout.
In the hideout, just saying, like, just coming up as a freaking Pikachu. Shut up.
Shut up.
No,
to be fair, that shit would be hilarious as fuck, though.
That
would be. I would actually like
it's a minor inconvenience.
They can't turn that shit off, so they're just hearing nothing but Pikachu in the background.
Also, I do want to comment on Meowth's little weird trumpet glue gun thing. I will say, out of all the inventions, I haven't seen an invention this particularly bizarre since that weird balloon creation machine that trapped Pikachu inside during the Charmander episode. This is definitely one of the weirder of their inventions. Team Rocket was on a weird invention thing this episode.
Yeah.
I think it worked in their favor, though.
Yeah, and then there's another thing I liked. I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give this episode a 3. Fuck it.
We're making big strides now.
The comeback starts now, guys.
They had the food Ash and Go ate. I think they can actually make them sound really good in English because the Watchhog corn dog thing actually sounds like it'll sound good in English. The Watchdog or whatever, like the game. But yeah, they're gonna have like the Watchhog corn dog or something, and then the Double Dwebble food cake or whatever. Like,
the Ewok Palace cake where it was like they have the big one and then you got the small one. She's like, that shit looks delicious.
Yeah, they can have like the Double Dwebble food cake or something like that, or the Watchhog corn dog. Like, I like the names of some of these because I feel like in English they can translate well if they write it well enough. But
that's giving them credit, Tyrone.
I know, but I see potential. Like, I looked at it and was like,
potential.
Potential.
I don't know if it's a call out to Pokemon Cafe or anything, but it's
probably yes.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like Pokemon themed food. So that was cool.
Actually, they unintentionally referenced Cafe then. So holy shit, it's fucking continuity.
Is it continuity with the anime or with the game?
Probably with the game. With the game.
franchise, of course. But
Also, I've always loved Pokemon themed food. So like when they eat something that's Pokemon themed, that's always fun.
Definitely they could do
Yeah.
something like that in real life, but what are the odds that they would do something like that?
well,
I think
they
Mallow
could.
actually had a
Well,
couple.
to be honest, they could. They could have it in. They could have it in the real Pokemon Cafe. You have that Isizumai freaking cake. I'd fucking buy that shit.
Oh man, if
Like,
it's a
watch
brownie
all
and it's like that fucking huge, bro, I'm going to Japan just for that alone.
Yeah. Oh, and I like it. Like they had that cake, and they also had its de-evolved form Dwebble as
Yes.
like the mini cakes. That
The mini
I like
cakes,
that
yeah.
idea. That was fun. See, now that's how you expand a world.
Yeah.
Like that's world building. I
Food
like
building.
that.
Person.
I kind of wish it had a. My only gripe. I wish, if you have to cut it to like a B plot, I wish I wanted to see more of the B plot. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to just see more of the B plot and have them eat several different.
I wanted to make the Shogeki no Soma episode.
Where they take a bite and their clothes just rip off.
Yeah.
Freaking orgasmic food.
Foodgasm, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in Sun and Moon, but not here.
Yeah, well,
And I think the reason they also did that in the Unova region specifically is because I think it's the taste of it might be a slight reference to the Taste of USA, where they had the food festival.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so it makes sense. America, unfortunately, is a fat ass country.
it makes me kind
We
of
are
bummed
fat.
out we
We have
never
a lot
see
of
Ash
food.
and Go actually go to the places aside from the ice cream one. They just sort of go to the bench every single time they get a snack.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would actually have made more sense if they had walked down like a bazaar, like an area with multiple markets.
Yeah, like like
and it would make
outdoor
sense
market,
that and it would make sense that they lose Lucario and Cinderace there because it's so
Well,
much.
there's that actual street in the games where you go down and you go to like the Castilia Cone shop and there's like all the people lined up there. That would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, and it would have actually been funnier if like the minute Ash and the others leave one market, Lucario and Cinderace just arrive.
That was like a minor gripe. I didn't bring it up, but it was like I feel like they didn't use Castilia City to the best of its potential. Like this could have just happened in Vermilion City, honestly.
Yeah,
But
and then,
it was
or
just like, we haven't been to Unova in a minute, so let's just make it a Unova episode, but not actually do anything with Unova.
yeah, like we cut to one where they go to a spicy food thing and Cinderace eats something and he's fine because fire type. Lucario eats it and he starts breathing fire, and then we cut to Ash and Go at like a Castilia Stone ice cream place.
Yeah.
on like a contrary. And I also liked we get to see a little bit of their character and how they eat things. I know Ash likes all the fixings on his ice cream, while Go's like, I just want vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes a basic
I'm a
bitch.
Then again, no,
I
he
am
was
a
taking.
boring,
To be
boring
fair,
man.
he was taking advantage of the fact that he got free toppings.
Yeah, because Go didn't want them. Ash was like, give that shit to me, bro. I'll take all of that.
Yeah, I like how Team Rocket knew Ash well enough to where they're like, of course he took the bait. Of course Ash would want extra toppings.
Yeah, to distract him from
So I did enjoy that little bit where it's like, Team Rocket's been following Ash long enough to where they can actually predict his behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there are a lot of good things in this episode. I just feel like the biggest issue is just more so they didn't kind of like take advantage of what they had.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have a lot of great things, but they didn't use them.
Yeah, because see, like when we see Lucario and Cinderace flop around the city and all that back and right in the streetlights, you could have seen in the background Ash and Go there. They're not like highlighted, but you could see them in the background there. As Lucario and Cinderace are being boinged around left and right. Like, they didn't need to be the front focus. You could just have them animated in the background while something is happening with Lucario and Cinderace, just to kind of show that Ash and Go are going from place to place getting their said snacks in their quote-unquote tour that they had today, So it's stuff like that that I would like to see.
Or the running joke, since the Hikachu bot, I'll just call it that, since it started eating something, it's kind of used to eating now. So when Lucario and Cinderace are stuck with it, it unintentionally gets them kicked out of restaurant.
Oh, that too.
Like, hey, you can't be freeloading, and they kick them out, and Ash and Go just arrive at the restaurant they got kicked out at or something. It's so much potential, and they use none of it, and it's just like.
Also, I would have loved to have seen Hikachu actually choke on, or not choke on things, but eat things that it should probably choke on, like as we mentioned before with the wooden stick. Like that would have been hilarious had we seen more of that.
It was Pocky.
It was Pocky. So you can actually eat Pocky.
No, what
Like
they had there was not a Pocky. That shit was a straight up wooden stick.
It looked like a wooden stick. Yeah, it had the physics.
That's
of
why
a wooden
Pikachu was
stick.
choking on it.
Well, it might have even been funny if they had just given it to the Hikachu, and then he just kind of stares blankly at it and doesn't do anything with it because he's a robot. He doesn't eat.
What the
so.
fuck is this?
Like, what do you want me to do with this?
But yeah, it got potential, but I kind of wish it had just used more of it. So, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. So sorry, I'm not really. I don't have anything against comedic episodes. Unfortunately, I just wound up unintentionally writing a better comedic episode than them.
You could just show that they just have potential there that they just aren't fully taking advantage of.
They got good things, but they didn't execute it well.
Well, breaking news, folks, at a 3 out of 10, this is officially Tyrone's favorite episode of Journeys.
Goddamn, congratulations, applause, everybody.
No, John, I actually gave a really good score to the episode before.
Yeah,
I like
second favorite episode of Journeys.
No, I even stated in my review last week, that was my favorite episode of Journeys of all time.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think the Raichu and Bisky.
Oh, I mean, like for a comedy episode, I think that one was great.
Yeah, comedy. This one's the best comedy.
Yeah.
Greedent was the best comedy episode.
Yeah, the Greeting was the best comedy for this one. But yeah, overall, this episode passable at best, I'd say. Yeah, nothing too extreme.
Would I watch it again? Yes. I mean, it's at least not one of those episodes where I would just freaking toss it in the garbage completely, because I did like. If I wanted to have a couple of good laughs, just go to those.
Just seeing the Lucario and Cinderace boing around. That'd be hilarious.
Now, the biggest punchline I feel would have actually been kind of ironic is Lucario and Cinderace are stuck together, but then the Hikachu bot, since it's eating stuff now, it eats their fucking glue, the gum or whatever that's stuck to them. Yeah, and then all that kind of like, oh, this shit's edible.
Then again, though, it had the freaking gum on its like it was tied up. So
yeah, it was tied up, but like it could still go around, still eat, like kneeling over and eating stuff, and then it gets curious and eats it, and they're like, "This shit's edible.
You can do this.
This whole thing's edible."
But I guess now, since we talked a little bit about the episode, why don't we take a second to talk about?
Also, wait a minute. Stop for a moment, because there is a thing important about this episode that we have to talk about that didn't come during the episode, but after it. This episode has 2 endings. On the rebroadcast, which is the ones on the online and the Amazon and Netflix, well, eventually Netflix. They use Pokemon Shiritori version 3, which is the first version with the version 2 ending things. But on the original broadcast, we have the Tortoise Matsumoto song Shigina Ikimono with movie 23 video scenes in it.
Wait, what? How is this not even talked about at all by the Anti-Poke scene?
Because they don't watch the fucking Raw.
Do you have that by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, give me that shit. I need to see that as soon as possible after this ended. I've never saw, everybody I talk with about regarding this episode never brought this shit up to me.
Because what ends up happening is, with the people that usually get the freaking sub thing, they usually get the VOD. They get the VOD. They do not get the original broadcast. Now, the funny thing is, the VOD has the Pokenazo thing. Yeah. This one does not.
Interesting. I'm kind of curious to see that. I really want to see that for myself, man.
So yeah, Shigina Ikimono.
That is interesting.
So, yes. So yeah, that's what happened. That's why there was 2. That's why we have it listed on PN.net as 2 endings, because like I said, promoting the movie. Yeah. That's what they usually. This is actually.
It's kind of weird to see a promotion of a movie for December.
I know. But what's end up going to happen now is that after this week's episode coming up, we're not going to have another episode for 3 weeks.
Yep, this is going to be the final episode of 2020, and we're ending it off with let me just read this correctly, a Koharu episode.
Yep.
So this is going to be a significant episode, because this will definitely be the deciding factor as to, will Koharu actually be a part of the gang? And guess what? It turns out that with episode number 50, With the Dracovish, it seems Koharu's going to be joining them for that episode as well. So is this finally the kicking point to seeing Koharu actually become more relevant and drop out of school to join Ash and Go and travels across the globes and all that shit? I'm not sure.
Well, especially if they're going to Galar in that episode and she joins them, that's a big step.
Yeah, she's traveling to unknown territory at this point. I hope it's the case because you could see in the original Fossil episode she was invested in it.
Mhm.
So
and there's a little bit of continuity with that too. I mean, the curator has appeared multiple times throughout the series. So
yeah, but they're not the same person, I believe. It's like the Nurse Joy-esque kind of character where it's like, oh, it's my relative from like the Galar region or something, and he looks exactly the same, just with like a different stamp on his shirt or something. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. I'm kind of curious as to the direction they intend to take this one. But yeah, Koharu is going to be having a very interesting episode soon, where it's gonna be focused on her and Eevee, and it's not just any Eevee, it's a special Eevee. Ooh. So let me pass this on to you guys.
I ruined the surprise for everyone. It can Gigantamax.
Well, yeah, that's the big assumption that everybody's kind of going with, because given Pikachu can do it, Meowth can do it, and there's an Eevee right here that belongs to the main character.
Well, and if she is going to be going with them to Galar, it would only make sense, because why have an Eevee that you can only have in Kanto that would Gigantamax?
Oh, I see what's happening.
But that also means that Koharu has to get a mega. She has to get a damn.
No, she could suffer the same situation like what
Dynamax.
happened with Ash when it Dynamaxed, and then it just sort of does it on its own.
Well, you can't anymore because Eternatus is caught. Remember? Go stop.
Well,
No, remember,
still
we
there's still
stated that there's the 2D Eternatus now we still have. The 3D one got caught.
I'm not acknowledging that.
I mean, acknowledge the one from episode 10. You got to, man. It only makes
I'm not
sense, man.
acknowledging
That's what I'm just saying.
Well, Tyrone, the energy is still beneath the stadiums, even if the wishing stars aren't coming down.
Oh
So.
my god, y'all going through a lot of lynch to make sure this bitch doesn't give a
Hey,
damn.
listen, I want to give that episode a 10 out of 10, not a 9 out of 10, all right? I'm going to find every flaw that this series
y'all
has.
don't want her. You guys don't want her to get a Dynamax ban that badly.
Do you?
I'm just telling you what's in the games. I mean, that's how it works. Like, you don't catch Eternatus in the games. Like, Pokemon stop Dynamaxing. Like, no, you can still Dynamax.
I
We'll
guess.
find out
I
soon
mean, but
enough.
she still needs a Dynamax ban.
We'll see what happens. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Maybe she finds some kind of like pebble.
Right,
It's
yeah.
a stone that happens to
Also-
use for Dynamax Band, that then Magnolia takes it and makes it for her or something. I
I
don't
do
know.
want to add.
This is the anime that gave Ash a Mega Evolving Greninja without a Mega Stone. Anything can happen.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
to be
the
fair, that
secret,
was a
guys.
Mega Evolution.
That's the secret.
But
Koharu Eevee.
Koharu.
Jesus Christ.
Well, actually, KG was about to ask like what we think the secret was earlier, and like I've just finished the first arc of the Pokemon Adventures manga, so you'll be proud of me.
Thank you, sir.
And the first thing that came to mind was the mutating Eevee that can like evolve into like all
Oh
the Eevees.
yeah.
Yeah, but see,
But-
see,
I mean,
that's
see, I don't think they would ever do that in
interesting,
the
and, you know,
they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's actually interesting, and they never do it in the anime.
Oh hell
no,
no.
no.
No, because then I become Digimon and nobody wants.
Also, it's abusive, so we can't do that shit. Because the concept of how it
Yeah, because that Eevee's actually being tortured.
yeah, so we can't let that poor
Yeah.
little thing happen.
But I get it, and I get what they're doing, but also that raises the question: is Sakuragi gonna give her a Pokeball to catch it, or is she just all? I hope she just doesn't have a Pokeball on standby.
Yeah, or maybe Go and Ash will
like
give
go,
one.
maybe Go give him. Give
Yeah,
her
Go
one,
gives
yeah.
her a Pokeball. That would actually be good.
And then go be like, "Psych, it's my Eevee now."
I don't see your name on it. Turns the Pokeball around. It says "Property of Go" in the back. There you go. Game over. It's Go's now. But
That's gonna be like, I'll get you, bitch.
I'm actually a little upset too with the episode we were just talking about, because I kind of wish Go had caught a Pokemon on accident, like they were eating and a Pokeball drops out of Go's like pocket or something while he's eating, and it hits a Pokemon that's like nearby wanting food, and they're like, "Oh, I caught a Pokemon."
Well, I just
Oh,
realized
actually-
Go hasn't caught a Pokemon in like 2 episodes now, which is like hyper strange, actually.
Bruh, I thought your dream was to catch. Fuck it.
His dreams to
Fuck it.
catch all these snacks that are on this goddamn.
Mewtwo snapped out of it. Ever since Mewtwo talked to him about his dream, he hasn't caught any Pokemon.
He really has been having like some kind of crisis now, thanks to Mewtwo.
Mewtwo literally ruined
Do I
his
really
dream.
want to catch them all? Is this who I'm meant to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, Go must have had like an off-screen epiphany.
Too bad we'll never see it, sadly. But let me pass it on to you guys for this one. Are you excited for this final episode of the year? Do you think this one's gonna be a good starting point for Koharu?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
They have to. I mean,
Yeah, we have to. Yeah.
we're 50. We're like 49 episodes in. We got to do something now, because
Also, I
otherwise,
need them to update that opening. They're not fighting Eternatus.
Yeah,
anymore.
and then also the Riolu and Farfetch was a goddamn
well,
lie.
it could happen. Well, I mean, it could happen after the break.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be updated with Koharu there with her Yamper.
I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago during the Mewtwo review. I actually like how Koharu's been handled so far, with like a lot of her stuff's just kind of been happening slowly in the background. She's obviously not meant to be a main like Ash and Go is, but like it's clear that stuff is happening, and I think that this is finally setting up for the jumping off point. So I hope that's what it is anyway. I mean, if it's not, then and she just continues to do the same thing, but she has an Eevee for the rest of the series, and that's going to be very disappointing.
Yeah,
So,
but
like, Lana-
Eevee and a Yamper, which isn't even really hers
that's
fully, honestly.
That's the worst case scenario. If it's just, she has an Eevee around the lab now, and that's that, right? I think best case scenario is that maybe she starts occasionally traveling around with Ash and Go. I don't expect her to ever be like a main character, like like a May or a Dawn or something.
I'll
like
only
that.
travel
I
with you
love
guys,
all
but
the-
only in the weekends.
I love how I looked. I looked on Twitter. And people are wanting her to drop out of school. I'm like, guys, in any other context, this would be fucked up.
Yeah, like what you? Yeah, listen, I was also one of those people that's saying I wanted to drop out of school. So
Yeah,
she
I
could
was
be
just like,
relevant.
if this wasn't Pokemon, this would be really fucked up.
But she's gonna ditch
Cool
her
thing, like,
friends,
Koharu. They can make like a school project, like Koharu go study abroad, and she just goes to Galar for one episode. I don't know.
and then that was all.
It's gonna be Pokesona 6.
It took me a second to realize what the fuck you were saying.
Pokesona 6.
Yeah, Pokesona. But I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for Koharu's potential, because now that they have an idea as to what they want to do with her, my next question is, what exactly are they gonna do with her? Because while it is that she's finally becoming part of the cast,
We don't know.
We have to start asking ourselves, what exactly is Koharu gonna do to make herself be, not just only noticeable in the cast, but also kind of make us root for her to get to her goal.
Wouldn't it be fun if she tried to do like all the contests around the region just out of random, just one, just at in every single region, because we're talking about the whole thing? Wouldn't it be nice?
I personally don't want to see contests anymore. That's just me, though.
As long as it's not a Tri-Pokemon, I think we'll be...
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make her
I think
into.
May and Dawn were the only ones that did contests. The Poke Showcase is it's more like a beauty pageant thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was similar enough on like just a,
Or do the actual contests that were in the game, and not this freaking like overly drawn like Skeetus in there.
Oh, no. You know what she should do? She should do that one from Unova. You know that Stars?
The musical?
Yeah,
The musical.
maybe.
but they need to bring back
I
the
can see-
3D
I can
camera for
see,
that,
like-
though.
I was gonna say, what occupations are you guys thinking for her?
The
I
tap
mean,
dancer.
I don't know if they're gonna set up her or Go as a professor. I'm thinking that's gonna be it's either gonna be one or the other. Where like at the end of the series, Go's gonna be like, I want to be a professor, like Hop, kind of in the game in Sword and Shield, or maybe that will be Koharu, but not both. I think
No.
unless they're both like, let's work together on this. I don't know, but
So I know that they hinted at her having this talent to attract Pokemon. Like Pokemon are just generally attracted to her. I remember that. I don't know if they threw that plot in the dumpster
Or if that was
whatever.
just a joke
But
for the episode.
It was during the last time we saw it was during the I can't pronounce the name, but it's like Ontiri. The thing where they split up into teams and they
orienteering.
Yeah, orienteering. Thank you. So when they did the orienteering thing, Koharu has a running joke where Pokemon are just generally attracted to her, like they swarm her.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is if they had her run like either have her be like a breeder, kind of like what Brock was before he switched to doctor.
Oh, we can finally have a legitimate breeder now.
Yeah, or they could have her do. I'm trying to think of what else. The only other thing I could think of is like a Pokemon groomer, maybe. It's a thought. Unfortunately, they haven't given us enough to like really know where her talents lie.
We have really no clues, so everything here is just speculation. I know that although it would actually be funny if what we are saying is going to come true in some sort of effect, and then that means there'll be brownie points for us. But we don't know. What it is it's ultimately in the writer's hands, and we have no fucking clue what's happening.
And I'm scared about
curious.
that.
I know, unfortunately.
I'm curious. What do you guys think is more likely? Do you think that Go or Koharu would go the professor route?
Go,
because technically he's filling up the Pokemon.
Also, that Sonya.
Well, and also he's fucking smart. Also, he was.
Yeah, and he thinks logical.
Yeah, he's a logical thinker.
Koharu, I could just see her as what do they call it? A character, I guess. It's the only thing I could see.
At this point, I feel like Go is actually just anime Hop. Like, I'm not sure Hop will actually become a character in the anime. And it's just going to be Go, who basically fills that role. Kind of like how Shota was like Wally and Paul was like Silver. Like, we've had like these weird like anime equivalent of game characters before, and I feel like Hop and Go is like one of those.
Because you took out Leon's brother in this series, and I'm like, I guess
it's like where does he fit into the plot? Because it's like Ash is getting rivals through the gym leaders now, and it's like if he's not going to be in Galar, then why would Hop
not be in the top 8, or I'm going to be mad with that shit.
Yeah, there's just no place for Hop to really fit in this series, so I feel like that's why Go would fill his role.
Yeah.
Until then, though, I guess we'll figure that out eventually, but not right away, because after this next episode, as stated before by TSS, we are going to be having a 3-week gap.
Yeah, basically what's going to happen is basically what has happened in like July of previous years. We get the rerun of the previous movie on TV Tokyo in the time slot, which is going to be movie 22, and then we're going to have a gap of a week after that, and then after that it's going to be because that's when the movie comes out, and then the week after that, that's when the 50th episode will air. That's how they've been doing this now for the last several years, with the exception of up until about maybe 12 or 13 years ago, where they used to show baseball in June. We're not going to be getting that anymore, obviously, but this is the normal gap that TV Tokyo would usually have for the movie.
And now that the movie's coming out in this month is also kind of awkward too. So it's just going all over the place. I'm still genuinely curious about the direction of films moving forward now. But I did hear something pretty interesting about the film. From what I was told, at least for the OST side of things, because of the delay, they were able to actually work with Miyazaki to produce songs that really captures the scene more better. Because sometimes, they tend to just create the songs for the scene, but they never enhance the songs to better accommodate the scene that they're going to use those tracks in. But from what I've been reading in the article and stuff regarding in the podcast with Miyazaki, it seems like they're really pushing things for this OST to, due to the delay, enhance the experience for what's going to be shown on screen. So I'm curious about the OST. Is it going to be very environmental kind of esque, like where it's a lot of vibrant noise and stuff like that in the background? Or is it really going to be music esque, like what we've heard from past generations? And are there going to be songs in there included that are going to be from past generations, like for Black and White, XY, etc.? We don't know necessarily the direction for the OST yet, but it does make you excited to just imagine the possibilities. And then, of course, the vocal collection, I'm still super excited for that. So I can't wait to get my hands on that too. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Okazaki Physical Education songs getting a physical release that weren't before.
Yeah, we're getting that shit next week, if I'm correct, on Sunday, I think it is. Sunday.
I'm just excited because we haven't heard Miyazaki in over a year in Pokemon. So I mean,
Except for
that's
like the
pretty
one
cool.
track.
Oh no,
Well, occasionally.
no,
They-
no. Actually, technically, they've used 2 tracks from Miyazaki already. from
Actually,
this
they
track.
used
Well, I mean, like
3.
Miyazaki.
maybe.
no
stuff.
10.
Like
I'd say
3?
because the Sun and Moon episode.
10. Oh yeah, Sun and Moon. That's right. So it'd be like, but what I was thinking of maybe was the episode count. So probably like 3 episodes, and then like,
Yeah, 3
Well,
to 4 episodes.
New content wise, I mean, we haven't had anything since like M22.
yeah, we haven't had anything. Yeah, that's
Now they
correct.
better start using movie 23 because I don't know if our boy Yuki Hayashi is producing new tracks for this show because it seems like the only 60 ones that we got so far are the only ones we're getting for the anime. So we'll see what happens for the new year.
Well, maybe that's why Miyazaki's doing the movies and Hayashi's doing the show. Maybe they both get to just work
Well,
to their better extent.
Indeed.
well, yeah, and plus, well, Miyazaki still gets credited as the second musical director. So at least on the episodes that they do use his music, they keep that in mind and they do credit him. It's not like TPCI where they make the biggest lie in
Yeah,
human
music by
history.
Yuki Hayashi. Where is it?
Yeah, great. Where is it? 0 to 4 tracks? Like, where is it? It's like, I don't care if you're translating the credits, but it's like you're blatantly lying.
You liar.
It's like
I hope this movie succeeds, man. I just want to say this. I really hope this movie succeeds because they seem to be really going balls to the wall with this one, man. And I'm loving everything from the trailer, the songs.
I wish I can watch. I wish I can watch it, but Backstreet Boys. Like I said, if it was up to me, I would go much earlier, just so I can catch it. But of course, you can't right now.
Not at this point, no.
Not at this time.
Yo, what a coincidence! I'm banned from Japan too right now.
Everybody.
Japan's banned from me.
Yeah,
I banned
yeah,
Japan.
it's banned. By the way, one more thing. Ed Goldfarb accidentally uploaded accidentally made public some of the Pokemon background music that he did in like XY a few days ago, and then on SoundCloud, and then he freaking took it
Now,
down.
if only he can accidentally upload the Shinji Miyazaki tracks, now that would be a different story, right?
Not only if he can accidentally take down the rest of his music.
No, we need all of the variations of the Batman.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't believe that song's in the fucking Coco trailer, though.
Well, get ready for the Alola episode in the next batch of Journey's Dove episodes.
Oh God!
I didn't even think about that.
Oh God! Batman!
You're gonna hear
The Batman
at
returns.
least 8 times.
Batman returns.
Oh God.
Oh man! Overall,
my
I'd say
God.
this was a very fun session for the week. I had a lot of fun.
yeah.
We had a lot of this.
It was
Yeah, it's a nice chill stream. Obviously this episode didn't provide much, but I think we still did our best to discuss all the things we would have wished we could have seen from this episode.
Right.
But still, nonetheless, though, I'm very excited for what the next episode has to offer. I hope it ends on a good note. It looks like it will. It's like a how to focus episode. We've been kind of craving for one, and let's hope it succeeds. So.
You want to know why? Oh, you want to know why we always okay, so it's true in the other series, females had Eevees, Serena had one, Lana had one, but you want to know one where you keep forgetting, and it's why we pile up Eevees with females?
What?
Power of Us!
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Lisa.
why we keep piling up all the Eevees, because they always wind up with females.
Yeah, with Risa,
Well,
wasn't it?
I think
Well,
subconsciously Eevee's in that too.
Well, it's funny because this is like the 3rd time since Let's Go Eevee is released that they've put in Eevee with a female companion. So
Yeah,
because-
May
because-
has an Eevee, Serena has an Eevee, Lana has
literally one every year. We have 2018, 2019,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, so if it's a female character, she has an Eevee. That's point blank.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then I think the main character in Let's Go is implied to have the Eevee.
Yeah.
So yeah, females get Eevees. That's the
Well, and
truth.
also, but most importantly, this is the first female Eevee that has the new design that will be in the
Oh, the
anime.
female variation,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, well she had the heart on her tail.
They
Yes.
took
Yeah,
out the Sword
I
and
like
Shield for some reason.
So wait, does that mean all the other Eevees we've seen have been transsexual Eevees?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm being an
Yeah,
idiot.
you're
I'm
being
being
an
an
Being the
idiot.
idiot.
goofball
No.
McGee, man. No.
Wait a minute. That means
Gender-
Sarita's Eevee was a girl? Question?
Well,
I mean,
the thing is, they took out this gender difference in Sword and Shield, so it's like this
Well,
is outdated.
Technically, Sylveon's color palette is supposed to represent transsexual. So
Sylveon said
Hmm.
trans rights, man.
trans rights, yeah.
Exactly.
Trans rights, yeah.
My name is Sylveon.
But with that said, let us
fucking WWE.
transition to the closer.
Whatever. Yeah. Wow. It's like you wouldn't expect a WWE freaking reference in this fucking
I thought
episode.
you were
but
gonna
there
say
you
you
go.
wouldn't like the WWE trans.
Oh god.
Oh, what is this episode doing?
I don't
guys?
know, man. But first of all, we'd like to thank everybody so
This is
much,
our
though,
71st,
for
by the way.
tuning into tonight's episode of the PokePod World Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed the nice little new little logo thingy we got going on over here in the screen that you see right now. Just to swap things up a bit, preparing for the new year and all. And of course, as always, I want to thank everybody here in the call for tonight. I want to thank my boy Tyrone the God 3, TSS. JPRPT98. I believe you can follow all of them and find all of them in the description down below in the friends segments, so you can go and check that stuff out. And just go and make sure to follow them. Keep up to
Oh,
date.
JPR's Discord.
Huh?
Yeah. Join JP
Follow
Jones.
his
Oh yeah,
Discord.
JPR. Why don't you promote your own Discord? You're right here.
Promote your Discord.
That's right. I don't have a link ready, but somebody should get it.
Yeah, I'll
There's
try to figure
a lot
out
of
how to
people
get
in
one
here.
for myself here. Let's see.
I mean, it's called the JPR Discord, but like realistically, it's like the PokePod Discord. So just join it. And we always have people who want to talk about the Pokemon anime there, and a lot of people who are also in this stream are there as well. So I highly encourage you to join it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if you haven't yet, make sure to go and do that. Make sure to hit that, make sure to follow the rules, I should say. Make sure to listen to everything, say hi to everybody there, be a part of the community. Join us every Friday nights, actually, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do reactions to the latest episode of PM 2019, and we're going to be doing our final one for the year with Friday's episode, alongside with something very special. So we hope to see you guys then and there, if we can pull it off on Friday night with Tyrone over here. But we'll wait and see for that. Now, alongside that, though, as you guys already know, tomorrow usually is stream night for me here on this channel, but also for Tyrone as well, as he's going to be streaming Super Mario Sunshine on his channel.
Yep, we're doing it tomorrow. We changed the day for Sunshine just for
Yeah,
y'all.
we did that specifically for two reasons. One, Game Awards, and two, actually, I think there was only one reason now I'm thinking about it, but
I mean, and two is just people demanded it. Sunshine's getting very popular.
oh
so
man, yeah, exactly.
let's give it to the people earlier than scheduled.
Exactly. So, I'm going to be joining Tyrone for that, but I'm also in my channel going to be streaming Sunshine on my end as well, because normally we tend to do dual streams, but because we shifted it, I need to play something for Tuesday. So, I'll be playing Sunshine on my end as well.
KG and TSS will join me again the day after that for Sonic Heroes Team Chaotic story.
Exactly. So,
Yay.
if you want to go and check out more of the Sonic Heroes playthrough that Tyrone's been doing, make sure to also follow him then and there. And then on Thursday,
Joey.
it's going to be the Game Awards. As we
Game
stated
Awards.
before, we are going to be dressing up very nice, very dapper for that event.
Yeah, we're gonna be down.
Except on the bottom part of our bodies, because that's probably just going to be PJ pants. But you guys are not going to pay attention to that part. You're only going to focus on the upper part of our bodies. And that's what we need priority for anyway. But we're looking forward to that. And then on Friday, of course, as stated, it's going to be the Pokemon PM 2019 anime reaction. So it's going to be a pretty busy week. So we hope you guys continue to follow us here. Make sure to be notified. Hit the subscribe button if you wish. If you have, Amazon Prime, all that jazz, Twitch Prime, you could, do that to help support the channel. And yeah, just hop on board tomorrow night, where we're going to be playing some Sunshine. Hopefully, our friends will also be able to tune in for that one as well. I love to hear more of Polly's guidance that she keeps talking about.
Oh, the quote, yeah, the loosely
Loosely
quoted.
quoted. That fucking quote is like just dripping off to the side because it doesn't even know if it's even true. But Polly's probably something, and she says she wants to flex with that game. So I mean, I'm not gonna take that shit away from her. Let her flex that.
Yeah, exactly.
It brings more humor, so I'll take that. So we'll see what happens. But tomorrow, once again, sunshine. Make sure to tune in for that. And yeah, anything else you guys want to mention, John? If you have anything to say.
Good night, everybody. Good night. That's about
All
it.
right, sweet.
Oh,
Once
shit.
again, make sure to go follow him on his Twitter as well as on his YouTube channel. You can go and find all the information there on his Twitter. Make sure to go watch the latest video that he has regarding, if I recall correctly,
And watch him drive the fucking bus again soon.
That's
maybe.
right. We gotta drive the bus.
the crazy bus. Let's call it that. I'm very much excited and looking forward to seeing how that's going to turn out. But congratulations on your shiny get for the other one before.
Oh, thank you. It took long enough. It near about killed my channel before this miraculous turnaround. So that's nice.
Your channel was going to be nothing but that at one point. In an alternate timeline, you're still doing this shit for all we know.
Oh no! That put him out of his misery. God,
Like,
Doctor Strange, take him out.
oh my god. But yeah, so for now, we're going to go call it a wrap. And we'll talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody. And as always, make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everybody.
Wash your fucking hands.
Bye.
Bye.